Estamos de volta recebendo hoje o professor Tan Seng Chee, Associate Dean de Desenvolvimento Profissional e Liderança e Associate Professor no National Institute of Education in Singapore. Professor, how could AI be used to improve students' character development?
That's a very interesting question. But I must emphasize that character development is something that requires human effort and that cannot be replaced by machine. But that being said, however, AI can support part of the process. So one challenge of character development is that it is hard to track because it is not easily measurable. And it poses difficulty when we want to give feedback to the students about their character development. And AI can help to support this process. I know a tool called Holo Tracker, developed by a Singaporean company. It is a web-based application that allows teachers to record positive behaviors of students regularly. For example, a school can define some important aspects of character development to track, such as responsibility, empathy, caring, and so on. And if a teacher observes the students showing some behaviors like responsible behavior, caring behavior, when the student is working on a group project or working on some assignment, the teacher can then go on to the application to record the positive behaviors of students. And what does the AI do? AI is used to analyze and consolidate all the comments and feedback from the teachers, and it can generate a dashboard and the feedback to the students almost within a minute. And this data and report can be shared with both the students and the teachers. And the same tool can also be used by students for the self-reflection or for students to affirm the positive behaviors of their classmates. And such a tool is used to solve the problem of recording students' positive behaviors in the moment. It emphasizes growth in students' social, emotional competencies and character development. And it works to human effort in the character development.
That's fantastic, because we really need to address this issue, because considering all that is happening in the world right now, it's crucial to develop a digital citizenship, and we can really have some support from Singapore and to other countries that are already heading further in building this AI, humanized AI, let's say, human-centered AI. Very interesting project. Thank you so much. And I hope you can send us the link as well for that.
Yes, I can share it to you. Yes.
Yeah, sure. So how do you think AI could help teachers become more effective in their teaching methods?
Well, I talked about learning from AI, learning about AI, and learning with AI. And that applies to teachers. So teachers can learn about AI, learn from AI, and learn with AI. So when I say learning about AI, teachers can develop an understanding of how AI works. They can develop a realistic expectation of what AI can do or cannot do. They can learn certain skills, for example, how to write effective prompts so that they can elicit the appropriate types of responses from generative AI. By doing that, teachers can better leverage AI as a learning companion. How about learning from AI? If a teacher wants to find out more about a teaching method, generative AI can be used to explain that particular teaching method, give examples, and give resources that he or she can explore further. Another example of learning from AI is that a teacher can ask AI to provide some teaching ideas. For example, you can provide the context of a class, learning objectives, and what you hope to achieve, and ask AI to provide you with some teaching ideas and related references and resources. You can then use your knowledge and experience to integrate all these different ideas together to come up with your own lessons. Finally, learning with AI. I mentioned earlier that with appropriate prompts and references, we can actually make AI work like a learning companion for teachers. We developed this project called Knowledge Building Learning Companion for Teachers, and with this application, teachers can choose to learn about the principles of knowledge building and also to provide them with some guidance about how to design knowledge building lessons and ideas for them to improve their lesson design. And We also allow the teachers to put in the lesson plan, and we give them the common challenges that they might face. So this is the teachers learning with AI about a particular teaching method.
Wonderful. And could you discuss some of the research initiatives you have led or joined in or on AI in education?
Yes, the knowledge building learning companion for teachers is actually part of a larger research project that I led. It is supported by a teaching innovation grant. And this teaching innovation grant focuses on how to use generative AI as a learning companion. So it is a way of learning with AI and also partly learning from AI. We look at specific knowledge and skills and use prompt engineering to help to nudge the generative AI to behave and to interact with the user in certain ways. So I mentioned about knowledge building learning companion for teachers. We also develop other supportive tools to help teachers. For example, we have tools to help teachers to develop their learning objective. We also have another learning companion to help write better prompts that teachers can use to interact with generative AI. For the student front, we have developed a multimodal tool to support students' inquiry into sustainability issue. And this is a multimodal generative AI. The students can go around taking images of the environment they're exploring. Then the tool will actually relate to students some of the environmental issues they can explore further. And this will help to trigger the students' imagination and to come up with ideas related to sustainability before they move into the group for discussion.
Wow, wonderful. You're really far ahead, have developed a lot of tools. So, in your view, how could governments and educational institutions collaborate to guarantee equitable access to AI tools for all students?
I think I like the way you ask this question, collaborative effort. So I totally agree with that. Collaborative effort is needed. So for example, the government can provide the necessary and secured infrastructure and online tools for teachers and students. The university can contribute to professional development of teachers, help them to build out the skills to use such tools productively and ethically. And on the other hand, teachers and researchers can initiate ground-up innovation effort, experiment with ideas from their work experience, and to test them out and then to share ideas with other teachers. So I belong to National Institute of Education, the official teacher education institution in Singapore. And in NIE, National Institute of Education, we have a tripartite working relationship with schools and with Ministry of Education. And by working together, we aim to help to bring quality education positive impact for students. So for instance, in Singapore, students have access to a common online platform that supports their learning and that's provided by the government. Using this platform, teachers can share their lesson design. They can adapt a lesson design for their own classroom. And this platform also includes some AI-powered tools like adaptive learning or tools to provide feedback to the students. And in terms of ground-up effort, there are researchers working with several schools to test the ideas, the research ideas. Some of the examples I mentioned to you, we're also working with schools to test out this idea and then to turn these solutions to more, to scale these solutions to more schools.
Wonderful. And considering the Singapore training teachers, so how do you train your teachers? Can you tell us a little bit how you do this training and how is the role of NIE on that, please?
Yes, so in NIE, we provide foundational knowledge for teachers about how to use technology meaningfully in their teaching and learning. And there's a foundational course that all of them must go through. And then the teachers also learn, the pre-service teachers also learn about teaching a particular subject topic, subject discipline. Let's say they are teaching science, history, geography. In each particular discipline, they also learn about how to use technology for teaching and learning in this specific discipline. And this particular course that we offer as a foundational course we regularly update some of these materials. So for instance, in the past semester, we added in some elements on learning analytics. We added in the elements on the use of AI for education. And that has been updated and refreshed all the time.
Oh, that's very, very important to have this refreshment each semester. So good. So what do you see as the main trends in AI in education that educators and policymakers should be paying attention to?
Yes, I think several things are likely to happen in the near future. First, more generative AI tools will be introduced and they'll become more powerful. We hear a lot of news about new generative AI tools being introduced, including the introduction of multimodal models that can handle images. We hear about introduction of smaller, efficient models. We read McKinsey report that more organizations are adopting AI. So I see that generative AI is here to stay. AI is here to stay. It won't go away. You get more and more powerful, and more tools are available to teachers and to the students. So that's the first trend I think is going to happen. The second thing is that there will be a greater demand for high adaptability and responsiveness from both the policymakers and educators. The reason is because we need guidelines, policy guidelines. For instance, with the introduction of generative AI, many universities now issue academic integrity guide, and that becomes a very critical issue. And these guidelines will help to clarify whether the students can use generative AI and how they can use generative AI and how they need to declare the use of generative AI to conform to academic integrity standard. However, with the rapid advancements of all these tools, these guidelines can become obsolete very, very quickly. That's why there's a need for high adaptability and high responsiveness. We can't just sit and wait. And third point, I think important trend is that not changing is not an option. We need to change. And the largest digital divide is between those who know how to use AI productively and ethically versus those who do not. So with AI tools made accessible to students, educators and teachers are compelled to change. The question is how to change and how effective are these changes. If we view it as a competition between human and AI, we can choose to ban the use of generative AI, but it may not be effectively enforced. So what can we do? We can alternatively see the competition as between people who can harness the power of AI versus those who cannot. Then we focus our effort on empowering teachers and students. By empowering, I mean by redesigning teaching and learning as a meaningful way to harness the power of AI, to change our assessment practices, to find new ways of teaching and learning, so that we will not have the fear of being replaced by AI. We can harness the power of AI to transform teaching and learning.
Wonderful. And I think that's very important, everything that you said, but also I would like to add something. Another question. So how do you think AI and education and AI in education can help us achieve the sustainable development goals, and especially the sustainable development goal number 4, which is the goal of quality education?
Yes, so I think with these powerful tools, we can now have a way to make it accessible to many users, including teachers and students, to empower them and to be able to innovate by making use of these tools. So with the ChatGPT, for instance, if you know how to use it, it can generate many tools, many learning companions, and that can sustain our educational innovativeness very quickly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I got a lot of inspiration from your talk. So thank you so much for joining us in our program. And now we got to the end of our program. So E assim, nós chegamos ao fim de mais uma edição do programa IAgora Entrevista. Thank you so much, Professor Tan Seng Chee. Muito
Thank
obrigada.
you.
E a você também, muito obrigada, a você que nos acompanhou. Siga o nosso canal no YouTube, assista o nosso programa também pela UNB-TV, pelo canal 15 da NET Brasília e pelo site da unbtv.unb.br. Até a próxima, pessoal!